Appreciate everybody for jumping in. The name is Law Nation. Be sure to hit the like, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. All right, so the overall picture of the Dallas Cowboys heading into the 2024 season, of course, we still got to put like an outline around the rookies and seeing what they're going to do. We can't judge this team of what they did last year. There's about 30 to 40% turnover in the NFL every year. So every year is a different year. Every year is a different season. And the Cowboys, for the life of me, been figuring out ways to get to 12 wins every year. But we haven't been successful in the postseason. So in order for the Cowboys to do just that, they must figure out ways. And one of the things that we talked about and the things that you keep hearing from players, and hopefully it trickles down to the field, is structure. They said that they have a better structure now, and that's with on the defensive side. The offensive side is still the unknown. As it relate, both sides are unknown, but the offensive side is still the unknown on how we will look far as starting the first few weeks out, because we don't have a Tyron Smith. We have a Tyler Guyton now. But I would tell you guys this. I'm with the notion that we pretty much solidified the running back by committee. We put some extra reinforcements on the offensive line, right? And those are things that we have to look at. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in. Give me a 1 if the audio is straight before we get going. Oh, yeah. And Asmodeus, yes, stop the run and run the ball. Those are the two things that if we just fix those two things out, hell, this team could be 13-4, or they could win 14 games, 15. Who knows? I've seen Mike McCarthy have a 15-win season or 15-win season, right? So that's still something that he can bring to the table as well. And knowing this by his back being against the wall, that's a whole nother thing. All right, so with that being said, I want to play this audio and we get things going from here, because this audio is from the other podcaster that plays for the Cowboys, and his name is Brock Hoffman. We're going to pull his up, but I appreciate y'all so much for being in the mix, man. While I pull the audio up, man, just be sure sharing is caring. If you guys can, if y'all can share this content on many of the platforms as well, that would be a plus for us over here in Cowboys world, right? Appreciate y'all, man. If y'all like what y'all hearing, continue to do that as well. All right, so with that being said, let me pull this up. Bear with me. And this was on his podcast show. He talked to my guy Wanye, third cousin twice removed. He talked to him about, the state of the defense. And let's listen in to this, ladies and gentlemen. Quick.
We're going to move
snippet.
on. Now we're into OTAs, right? We got a new staff. I know a lot of people. I've seen. I don't know if you have. I'm assuming a lot of people have seen that clip of Coach Zimmer just absolutely ripping the Bengals. Like,
I'm not having this bull. Better get your minds right, or I'll get them right for you. Come on,
fans, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Like, absolutely ripping them. So, like, what are your thoughts on the new staff coming in? Because I feel like him being an old school kind of hard-nosed coach is going to be good for our defense. So what are your thoughts on that? And just all the new staff members in general.
Before he go into that, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, this is offense talking to defense, right? And Brock Hoffman, we heard that he got him a sponsor in the building. Mike Solari really liked Brock Hoffman, right? But this is offense talking to defense, trying to get clarity on what Zim brings to the table, and just listen in the big picture.
General.
Just to speak on the new staff, man, they are great people. They're also serious, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And honestly, with the profession we play, we gotta have people that's serious. But to touch on Coach Zim, man, that man likes what he likes, man, and he likes it his way, man. So it's either you get it right, man, or next person up for real. So he's a great coach, though, especially the couple weeks I've been around him. Everybody's been around him, man. He coaches to the way that where he wants everybody to get it. And then so when we go out there, he wants us to play fast. But like I said, man, he likes it his way. So you know what I'm saying? You got to get it right.
Right.
So shout out to the 8th round, right? And shout out to his podcast as well, episode 9. You can check it out on his YouTube page, and that's Brock Hoffman. Let me see if I can go to his YouTube page from here. You can check out his YouTube page. Welcome back,
everybody, to the 9th episode.
Here we go. And then we're going to copy this, and then you guys can check it out yourself, the full episode. And when you subscribe, just tell them Law sent me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tell Brock Hoffman Law sent me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But with all of that being said, I do look at it from this perspective that he says seriousness, right? Not saying that the last administration's on defense been a lackluster, right? It's been a defensive unit that wasn't serious. And I can tell you that right now, the Dallas Cowboys heading into this season, a few things we heard. I heard this from Sam Williams, structure. I heard it echoed just the other day with Osa, structure, you know. So hopefully, man, when you build a better foundation, right, no matter how hard the wind blows, no matter what terrain it is that you are building your foundation on, if it's better than sand, then you won't fall, right? But when you build your foundation and your structure, you got to build down before you build up. And hopefully, all I can tell you guys is, hopefully, Mike Zim, he continue to build this structure right. But the only problem is, let me hit this right here. Where you at, Zim? Where you at? Here you go.
Get your up there, contain the damn ball. This is why we do it. Hey, too many missed tackles. Let's go.
Too many.
We're too damn soft. I just hate mistakes.
Yeah.
I hate mistakes.
Yeah. So when you have your structure and you build it right, no matter how hard the wind is blowing, you stand upright. You stand upright, right? Because the structure is on strong foundations, and in every climate, for every reason, even if you say, well, we do a lot of bending, Law, just don't break. Ooh, just don't break. You know, a palm tree can go really a long time without water. And the water that it do intakes, it reserves it, right? And the roots of it is deep. But what's also different from a palm tree than, let's say, an oak tree, is that for the environment that it's built for, agriculture law right over here now, you know, we're going to start talking botany law over here, baby. That when the wind do blows and when the hard climate do persist, it's going to bend, but it's not going to break. It's going to bend, but it's not going to break. So, yeah. So, even with this defense, we just need to be bendable, but don't break. We need to have our roots down inside strong enough to grip ground. And the palm tree roots are so great is that even in loose soil, it's still looking for crevices and cracks where it can wrap around to. Yes, indeed. Appreciate everybody, man, for jumping in. All right. So with that being said, appreciate you. Let's talk about this right here, because this was the next topic, man. My guy Martin, Talk Cowboys. He got a beautiful list out here on the X app, formerly known as the Twitter. And basically, he said he see the vision. He see the vision, you know. And let's start from the top. We got Tyler Guyton, 6'8", 328. Yeah. He ain't nobody that can you just walk by and say, hey, I'm going to this area. No, he can reach out and touch you and bring you in. And then you got Tyler Smith, who's 6'5", 333. More like 320. You know, he got that weight down, but he's good. And then you got Cooper Beebe. He's 6'4", 335. Zach Martin, 315. And he's 6'4" too. Steele is 6'6", 310. Bass is 6'4", 324. Big Nate is 6'5", 332. Hoffman is 304 at 6'4", and Ferg and Schoonmaker 6'5" apiece, and they both right at 240-ish. And then Span Ford is 6'7", 270. And shout out to a lot of people got some film and footages out there. Vach Lombardi got one out there that you can get all of the great ingredients there. DMV, my guy Sky, and a whole bunch of folks got footages of films of Span Ford being able to catch, blocking the backfield, being at release valve. You can absolutely use him in the short spaces of being quote unquote like an H-back, but I'm not saying that he is, but you can utilize him in that aspect, because when you're running the ball, ladies and gentlemen, I get it, you know, when you think of the other running back that we got now is by the name of Ezekiel Elliott. A lot of people look at him far as what he used to do, far as what he's done, and what he's not going to do here because of what he done previously for the Patriots and previously for the Cowboys when Kellen Moore was calling the plays, right? But what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is that we're not looking for Ezekiel Elliott to be the end-all, be-all, every down back. That was on his old job, man. That was on his old resumes of responsibilities. I'm looking for Ezekiel Elliott to be the ultimate release valve for protection. I'm looking for him to even do a wildcat play like this at a pinch in the red zone, green zone. You can do that, you know, and our offensive line is a whole lot better than the Patriots, right? We can put him at this shotgun situation, wildcat it, drop that forehead down in there and get that touchdown for us. And those who didn't like Zeke then, you would like him down, you know what I'm saying, in limited capacity, in limited situations. So what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, is Ezekiel Elliott, to one degree, is a help for, believe it or not, like Ripley's. Believe it or not, write this down. He is a help for the defense. He's a help for the defense. Law, what are you saying? Put TOP in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let me know what you know what TOP is. Put TOP in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you know what TOP is. Oh my God, I like this when he say, "What is your profession?" You know.
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yeah. The overall picture, baby. Yeah, the overall picture. Time of possession. Yeah. Time of possession. Time of possession. Do you have time? Can you keep time? Yeah. You need it. You need balance in life. Yeah. You can't eat peanut butter all day, right? You need balance, baby. You can't eat celery all day. You need balance. You can't eat raisins all day, you know. But you need balance. And I think that with the time of possession, yes, we can score. We can move the ball. Unless it's Green Bay Packers, right? We can move the ball. But just be real with you all. It's time out for the inability to move the ball when they are playing certain disguises and certain defenses. Right? You know, a lot of people take a big dump on a quarterback and they say, well, how come the quarterback is not able to put the team on his back? And they fail to realize that teams ultimately, it's the Cowboys themselves, fans that may not really like the quarterback and say he's trash and he's washed and he's suck and he's the reason why. But on Sundays, on Monday nights, and on Thursday nights, or on some Saturdays, teams ultimately have more fear of the quarterback than any other player on this team. Law, what do you mean? Well, they fear him because they play quarters defense. They play the 2 high safeties. They make sure that they are in a coverageable situation, and they say, well, we don't fear the run, so we will give you that we don't fear. But we are taking away the pass. And ultimately, that's been an Achilles heel for the Cowboys, is having that counter approach. Now, granted, I will say this, we can go back and forth and talk about, hey, what are the duties of the quarterback in general then? Shouldn't he audible into a run situation so that he can make them pay? And I challenge you guys. I encourage you guys to purchase the NFL.com and purchase the All 22 and let me know how the Green Bay Packers played the Cowboys from a defensive perspective. How the Bills, when we lost to them, how did they play the Cowboys from a defensive perspective, right? And the Arizona Cardinals, the 49ers, Niners, right? They played them in a way whereas they didn't fear the run, they dog sure feared the pass. If a dog sure feared the pass. So my thing is, and David, you're right. They're not going to fear Elijah Elliott. And I will give you my bottom dollar to say, yes, you're right. You're 1,000,000% right. But if they will fear the running back by committee, in light boxes, Royce Freeman is no one to sneeze at because he's going to make somebody pay. In light boxes situation, even Ezekiel Elliott with that cantankerous head, when he leaned forward just a little bit, that safety going to say to you, hey, coach, I need some reinforcements. I need help. I'll prefer if I can get 4 to maybe 5 yards on dime looks or those nickel looks, and that will make the person pay to get out of that coverage. So when they swap it, ultimately, they say to themselves, from a coverage aspect, if we put these bigger body linebackers in, the doggone quarterback is going to kill us. You see, the whole ideology of let me just use the best team in the National Football League. Let me use the best team in the National Football League, which one can argue and say, nah, they're not. But from a strategy aspect, they are. They are. They just lifted up that Lombardi trophy, by the way. They play good defense. They got a quarterback that can make every throw in the land. But when they do take light boxes, Isaiah eats. Pacheco, he eats. Is he a Terrell Davis? No. Is he a Emmitt Smith? No. But he is a guy that makes teams pay when they playing in the light boxes. So the moment they get into a personnel switch, they're having these inner discussions. Are we going to sacrifice a linebacker to put on Travis? Or are we going to sacrifice a safety to put on Travis? Because it's really a one-man show out there at wide receiver, right? They roll coverage. You got so many responsibilities with boxes and what have you. So what teams do, those that do have a hybrid guy that can play in between, they give the Kansas City Chiefs a little struggles here and there. But ultimately, it's a one-man show, right? It is, they're manipulating their particular roster, the opposing team. Roster, they are. And those are the choices that I love to have. Put it like this. I think that Ferguson, he's not Travis Kelce. At this point, he can develop to be one of those threats. And I want it to be whereas teams going to have to challenge their personnel or roster to guard Jake Ferguson. Because now you're going to have to say to yourself, Man, do I sacrifice the linebacker to carry and follow, right? Or do I sacrifice the safety to carry and follow? But, dog, they're killing me 4 or 5 yards underneath because of the offensive line is able to get a push off the ball. We were not able to get push off the ball. Teams were able to pass rush with only the 4 to stop the run, and they were able to drop players in coverage. Granted, there were some games last year that you would say, oh, we got them a little bit, but it wasn't consistent enough on the run approach to get teams out of their personnel look. So that's why I saying to y'all that this running back by committee, it could absolute work. Let's see if I can pull this other deal up that my guy Sky Walker he talked upon this. Let me see if I got it right here. Yeah, I got it right here. It's a short recap. Let me see if I can do it this way. What I want to do is I want to make it bigger so that everybody can see it. So give me 1 second here. And I know somebody say that what she said, right? Y'all crazy. But give me 1 second here, and I'm gonna blow it up and so that you guys can see it in a larger capacity. And shout out to Skywalker. Steele does a great job altogether. Tell him he don't do a good job. Tell that brother he don't do a good job at all. Tell him. Yes, tell him Law said, Sky, you don't do a good job at all. Yeah, he don't do a good job at all. Tell him he does a great job. All right. While this is uploading here, and we build planes as we fly here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to these type of episodes and things of that nature. Be sure while you hear while I'm pulling this audio up, be sure to hit the like, share this content. Yeah.
When you look at,
all right, and I'll go here, and boy, we own it, baby. We own it. Boom, 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 and go here. Let me go back here. There we go. And then I go and I press this button here. Let me know. Give me a 1 in the chat if you guys can see that, right? Do you see what I see? All right, good. Y'all can see that. Good. Shout out to Cooper BB and Nims. Yeah, give me one. Yeah, I'm just killing time when I say give me a 1. Have you ever noticed that? All right, good. I killed enough time. All right, boom. Let's play this from the origins, the beginning.
When you look at what BB brings to the table, the very first thing that pops up in my mind is power and nastiness. He's going to bring power back to the position.
Finish
in
him.
All aspects.
Finish him right there.
When he pulls, and you guys know how I feel about that. I didn't think 71 Edoga brought his pads behind him, and Tyler Guyton's a guy that has to figure that out too. You don't got to worry about that with Cooper BB.
Yes, you don't have to worry about that. So let me rewind, and I thank everybody. All right, so appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let me go right here, and we're going to mute the audio. Salute to my guy, Sky. And we're going to hit play one more time. And I want to show you guys when he's talking about nastiness and he's talking about finishing. And I want players to play through the echoes of the whistle, right? We want them to, get in there. And you see why he stopped him right then and there? It's all about that. It's all about, can you go playing through the echoes? You creamed them once, and you're going to finish them off. Yeah. So those are things that I don't know if you guys can find me 1 or 2 clips in the last 3, maybe 4 years of our interior center making any of those plays. If you guys can find me, man, if you can find me a play where Tyler, and we've seen Tyler Biadish or Bigadish go down there and fall on the grenade, right? Jump on a ball. He's very finesse. He's very finesse. He's nice. But you can't show me a clip, you can't find me a clip in the last 3 years of him being nasty, though. He washes his hands before and after he eats. He shaves, you know what I'm saying? He brushes his teeth, you know what I'm saying? He's just Mr. Neat, nice guy. He knocks somebody down, he help him up. No, we ain't trying to do that. Not around here. There have been times, man, you'll play a team, and even if you win against that team, right? You barely won. You still be like, man, they whooped my ass. Excuse my French. Right? Yeah. Wipe his backside with his hands and then shake your hand, you know. We need nastiness, baby. We do. And appreciate you, David. 120 likes. Y'all hit those likes. So is what I'm saying is basically is the Cowboys must, and need to create that culture of their front five just being nasty, dog nasty at that. And I'm quite sure that they're doing just that. Salute to my guy Skywalker. But here, and I'm going to go pull this up one more time. Guyton, nasty. Tyler Smith, nastiness. Cooper Baby, nasty. Zach Martin, so nasty I don't put a T in his name, just Martin. Zach is nasty. T Steele, man, you know, he was getting right ahead of himself last year, starting off too slow, right? But toward the latter part, he became even more nastier because of the fact that he felt better about his legs, his lower body extremities, right? So that's all I'm saying with that, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to be better. He's going to be better than what he did last year for us. Appreciate you, sister. Appreciate you for jumping in. Stings, appreciate you. Thank you for increasing viewerships and all what you do. Alex Lopez said, appreciate you. We need to play the Pancake song this year. Yeah. I mean, we was too nice last year. They normally say nice guys finish last, although we didn't finish last. Well, we finished first. Well, we finished first up out of that playoff. Well, we were too nice to them. Man. Shoot, the Packers was so mean, they was even mean to our cheerleaders. True story. Our cheerleaders was saying, when they scored, they got in my face and they were screaming and yelling. You know, they beat the brakes off of us so bad that we had to do this right here. Look in the mirrors and look into ourselves and do self-inventory. Yeah. Yeah. Alex Lopez says, hey, they're tired of these Philly fans. Let them be in here, man. Let the Philly fans come in here. It's a coping mechanism for them. You know, for 60 years they got one ring, and their one is equivalent to our 5 in their minds. So let them cope here, you know. Let them cope here. Come on, grab a seat. You know, y'all see all this beautiful silver and blue with the star on right here. They must be colorblind because they may think that they're seeing green. But it is what it is. What was the score? Did they get blown out too? It was like 32-9 or something like that. What was the score that they lose in the playoffs? What was that final score? Can somebody help a brother out? Because I don't think they won in the playoffs. And my goodness, here's the thing about the somebody put the score down for me of what their playoff loss was. You know, even though a loss is a loss, right? Yeah, come on. Come on, cope with us. All right, do you think, do your thing, Law. Keep teaching. Yes, indeed, Patrice. Yes, indeed. Let's go, baby. Oh, yes, indeed. Appreciate you, Patrice. Thank you so much. Oh yeah. But you know, it's good to see, man, because they help grow the nation as well, right? I tell you, man, if all of the Eagles fans unsubscribed, the YouTube would be calling me saying, "Hey, can we get our plaque back? You don't have over 100,000 subscribers." And Eastside Harold, man, salute to him, man. You know, salute to him and his team. At least that's the team in Texas, right? They're still looking up, though. Yeah, he may have witnessed some playoff wins here and there. He never witnessed a Super Bowl. Eastside, you never witnessed the Super Bowl. Let me tell you how that feels. It feels good. Yeah. but it's one of those things that the Texans on how their structure is pretty good. It's really good. We'll see. Here's another thing too. One of the commandments that Bill Parcells said for a quarterback not to do is what C.J. Stroud is doing. He's doing one of the commandments that Bill Parcells said not to do. Now, granted, there are things that people call sophomore slumps. I like CJ. I like what he brings to the table, CJ Stroud. But, hey, he's doing a lot of celebrity stuff as a quarterback. And there are people who's licking their chops to put him on his back. So I'm just saying, though, there's a thing called sophomore slumps. And, it'll be harder for your team to fall off because you got a situation whereas they making sure that they surround CJ with great pieces and he don't have to put the team on his back going into his second season. But I'm telling you, you just better be careful because now there's tape on folks. Now you're not playing last play schedule. So there's more and more responsibilities. And I'm just saying this from the outside looking into the Texans, right? So you just better be careful. All right, so Alfred Reed said, the Eagles lost 38-7. Or was it 32-9? One of them numbers. So, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. So they should be talking about the Bucks or whoever beat them in the playoff. I forgot the team that beat them in the playoff. Whoever it was it the Bucks? Shoot. Well, yeah. Shout out to you, Action Power. Appreciate you. Sam Williams and Marshawn Nealon should be scared of some folks. All right. The Texas Lions, yeah. All right, so let's go right here. Appreciate everybody, man. I want to play this. And I like those pancakes right there. Let me go right here. This was from Kay Adams. She was talking to R.J. Ochoa from Blogging the Boys. This is going back to the Dak Prescott deal, right? And we're going to go over this right quick so I can give you guys some knowledge on this. And also, once again, I'll be remiss if I don't bring up Jazz. I mean, she killed it, man. She was yesterday. Well, yeah. Yesterday out there at the facility with me, trench warfare. Shout out to her. And she stood in, and she was like a ESPN analyst. Boy, she was giving us all about the knee bone, the synovial fluid, and how the tendons need to attach. And man, you know what happened when the synovial fluid drains out and it's just friction rubbing against the knees, hands on your knees, making the style your knees and all of the knees. And she killed it, man. She killed it last episode. So y'all give a round of applause to Jazz from BLS, and y'all see it, they love sports. But here's what I'm going to say with Osa. Osa is in a contract year. We got a chance to talk briefly on the live feed, but then keep in mind, they there the whole entire time, right? So we got a chance to dive into some more and more conversation after the live was over with. So I'm going to tell y'all, man, this team is structured different. They're going to be hungry. They're going to get things going, and they got everything in right orders on how they perceive to where this defense will be. And we're going to be doing more and more things down the course of the year in the offseason with these boys. And keep in mind, I'm always in the mindset of protecting players. These guys, it's not promised for them to be here next year. It's not promised for anybody to be here tomorrow, too, by the way. And, when your time is time, But what I'm saying is basically, I don't want to be the reason why we establish this connection and community of connections, and then everything falls flat on its face. Because there's no guarantees with these guys going to these particular games week in and week out. So we would never want to put a player in front of the bus or in front of the bullet or up under the bus. But he did a great job, man. And when they started talking that cartoons and stuff, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, they're beyond me, man. Y'all got to understand, I'm in my mid-40s, so I can't be going back and forth talking about Sailor Moon and whatever cartoon they talking about. I don't do cartoons like that. But that's just what it is. You know what I mean? But I can tell you, the youth, man, y'all know so much about these cartoons. And I know X-Men, 97, and she did a great job of bringing in the other stuff. But, man, you know, they was naming all of them names. I'm saying like, whoa. I don't know, a Naruto, a Pokemon, and shoot. Hey, I don't know, you know, but I love to hear how, you know, how these young guys think. I love the playlist, and I forgot to ask him one question, K-Dot or Drake, right, before he left. But I'm guaranteeing you he probably say K-Dot. You know, X-Men 97 is dope. Yeah. You remember the real Ghostbusters. Yeah, law. They were like, Bleach. I was like, what? Bleacher Report. Yeah. But neither here nor there, man. Shout out to them, man. And shout out to Osa. He look like he can play one tech right here, though. Yeah, he a big boy. Yeah, he a big boy. Let's listen to this right quick.
Go.
If it doesn't get done before the season with Dak, what happens?
I mean, Dak is in a very, very powerful position, right? I mean, we saw the money that Kirk Cousins obviously commanded on the open market and has commanded on the open market twice, even when he initially joined the Minnesota Vikings. And so, you know, Dak has the potential to do that and to, you know, do so in his early 30s and with all this attention, especially if he plays well again, and all this kind of favor working behind him is winning his sales. And so I would offer that if this doesn't get done, you know, before the season, at that point I'd start to kind of personally accept that he's probably moving on in 2025 because he'd be so close to it. I don't know how you could convince him to not at the very least entertain offers from anybody else, because we kind of haven't seen that in the NFL. A quarterback in the prime of their career reaching true free agency. Yes, Kirk Cousins. Yes, Peyton Manning even.
Yeah. You know the wildest it's called anime. Yeah, anime comics. Yeah. Anime, not cartoons, but it's cartoons, man. It's cartoons to me, right? But shout out to Goku and all of them, you know, and Kung Fu Panda. You know, I seen Kung Fu Panda, and you know, and Frozen. Let it go, let it go, let it go, Law. Frozen, all of them, man, and because I got little ones. But I would tell y'all this, ladies and gentlemen. RJ, he spoke the truth on this right here. Primes. The thing is, the difference between a running back hitting their 30s versus a Voltron. Yeah, shout out to you, VA Cowboys. You know, VA boys, we know about Voltron. This right here, when you start talking about a running back approaching 30s, juxtaposed to a quarterback approaching their 30s, it's quite similar to, how can I use this as an analogy? When someone purchases a car, it depreciates in value, right? Right? Real quickly. But when somebody purchases a home, depending on the area, it appreciates in value, especially the land and everything else surrounding that particular home. And to a degree, quarterbacks are very much so similar. They are. They are very similar. Because Dak Prescott, he's going to continue to grow and develop. And if Father Time is on his side, and if he can stay upright, then he's going to get a little bit wiser, better in that game, and you can sling that football around everywhere. You got at least another 10 to maybe 12 years in him, right? And at the tender age of 30, dude, if everything is in line and checked, shoot, he just not hitting his primes, right? But a running back, shoot, by the time they get 30, man, you probably be looking around. Thundercats, Transformers, here we go. Let's go. So here's the thing. I get it. I understand how y'all feel that y'all ready to turn the corner. But the only problem that I see is a twofold problem with this whole Dak Prescott thing and seeing the bigger picture, ladies and gentlemen. Twofolds. Here's one of them. You get nothing back in returns if he leaves. The other problem is if he plays lights out this year and ultimately still don't win the Super Bowl, you still got to pay the brother. Those are major issues right there. Now, if he win, if somehow he's on the team, right, and ultimately, and we are all going through this process and we lift up that Lombardi trophy, I think even the harshest critic will give Dak his spleen, right, or his kidney. And say, hey, man, I know I've been hating on you all this year, man. I know I've been hating on you all through the postseason, but doggy, man, you won the Super Bowl, man. Here's my kidney. Here's my spleen, But those are issues because now you're going to see how teams were able to get something back in return. To this day, they got something back in return for golf, right? To this day, Carson Wentz, when he was moved on from, the Eagles got something back in return, and they are still utilizing and using said items that they got back in return. I think his name is AJ and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it is what it is. Yeah. David Lawrence says, we get a comp pick. Laugh out loud. Nah. Because if you even try to play the comp pick game, right, you still, for that entirety of the year, you still got to pay $40 million of dead money for that one comp pick. That's not even equivalency, right? You see how crazy that is? You still got to pay $40 million. That's a lot of money, right? For him to be throwing touchdowns to another team. If I'm Dak, I really want to shoot to the Joneses. Hey, he'd be a giant around him. Like, God, dog, you got to face Dak twice a year, and he's on a New York team. It's crazy. He just had the same blue, a different shade of blue, but on a whole different team inside our division. And then we'll be praying and hoping, oh, man, can that whack Prescott come out? Because we don't want the one that's killing us right now. You see, for those who say, yeah, man, yeah, he's whack Prescott, that's because, yeah, you might have some innermost hatred towards him, but you're never on the opposite end. There's somebody on the Eagles team, on the Eagles squad, is still saying, yeah, Dak is whack, but deep down in their heart, they said, damn, they don't want to catch him on a good day because he called those boys up, right? Washington, shoot, they would wish that they had the kind of caliber of quarterback like we have over here. What could somebody put down? And I know y'all know it. Put down I'm just using this as what y'all call them. Put down the whack Prescott. Win loss to the NFC East. Y'all can put that down in the chat. I know y'all know it. Yeah. Walking by faith law. Yeah. Yeah, my guy Rem says walking by faith. Yeah. Trill says Denver would love to have Dak right now. Oh yeah. Yeah, the Commanders have a quarterback now. I don't know. For every Josh Allen, there's a Josh Rosen. Jaden Daniels. People might like him now. He started throwing that football around. He probably realized, hey man, I ain't down in LSU anymore. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, it's a different world, man, when you start playing football. Yeah. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah. Dak destroying the NFC East. What is Dak Prescott overall record in the NFC East? I know y'all got it. Normally y'all have it right at the tip of y'all tongue, man. What y'all got? Or do I have to look it up? But what I'm saying is, it's a different story when it's on the other side of the foot or other side of the fence. When you're on the other side, basically. New Orleans was yeah. Dak is 12-2. Yeah, he's 12. All right, appreciate both of y'all. Sugar Daddy Williams says he's 12-2 versus the Giants. Can you imagine? If that was reversed and every time we play against the Giants, we still call the Giants quarterback trash, but his record is 12-2, against us. We're like we only won 2 times. And we be like, yeah, man, but wait till the playoffs. He don't do nothing in the playoffs. But you start rooting for, for example, that's 8 years though. Yeah. And that's 8 years tough. So 32 or 33-8. Okay, James Brown. So here's the flip side. Put it like this. In order for the Eagles, Giants, or Washington to really flex against Dak Prescott, they ultimately got to flex by using other teams' success against him. That's the craziest thing ever. They literally have to become fans of Packers to say, well, hey, he might have beat us last, but what'd you do against the Packers? They literally got to be fans of, dare I say, the Niners, right? In order to talk trash to us. That's the craziest thing. It's like they couldn't beat us, but somebody else could. And they said, well, hey, man, although we getting our whoop against you, what about that team? Yeah, like Rodney said, 2-6 in the playoffs, right? But nobody in the NFC East should be able to have room to talk because they can't beat us, right? That's the craziest thing. And if the shoe was on the other foot, deep down in your hearts, those even Cowboy fans, y'all know that, right? Y'all ultimately knows that. Because let's say, for example, the Giants had a guy that every time they played against us is 12-2 for the last 10 years or 8 seasons. You will be sitting here like, man, God dog, man, here come that blockhead brother that wears 4. I can't stand that dude, right? That's the reality. Look, the Eagles despise and hate Dak Prescott so much, they went and got his comp. You see what I'm saying? They went and got Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts supposed to have been a poor man's or equivalencies of a poor man's Dak Prescott. Even though he was more accomplished in college, right? Because, Jalen Hurts did, he did play for Alabama and OU or what have you. A little bit more accomplished, right? But that's crazy, right? But that's just how it goes. Yeah. Can y'all imagine being on the Washington end of it and you see that quarterback every time? And the craziest reach is when people say, well, he is Kirk Cousins, right? He's Kirk Cousins. Like Kirk Cousins is Dak Prescott. Nah. Not even from a stat wise, yeah, you can go back and forth, but not from win to loss ratios, right? But it is what it is. It's crazy how things all come to full circle. Come on, Law Hurts went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, Chris Blunt. So you mean to tell me if you insert Dak on that team, he wouldn't have went to the Super Bowl? You see what I'm saying? It's like people, when they say, well, Hurts made it to the Super Bowl, like that's equivalent to me making an argument versus Tony Romo versus Rex Grossman, right? And say, well, Rex Grossman is better than Tony Romo because he went to the Super Bowl. Rex Grossman went to the Super Bowl, right? There's a lot of quarterbacks that went to the Super Bowl. And if you look up the stats, hey, Rex Grossman that year, he threw for 3,000 yards and 20-some touchdowns too that season, right? The same equivalencies of what Hurts did that season, minus the rushing touchdowns. So, what are we talking about, But I get it. When the quarterback gets the crown fair of favors of going to the Super Bowl, I can't take that off his resume. And there are a few Eagles fans that would think, hey, also, Jalen Hurts didn't just make it to the Super Bowl. Throw for throw, he outperformed Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl. So, yeah. If you look at the stat lines, he did. but he don't have the Super Bowl ring. He's accomplished, right? He accomplished the Super Bowl, you know. Hey, and we all saw, look, we all saw Dak Prescott at that same Super Bowl. At least he came home with a trophy. Let me know. Riggs! I can't take this no more, Riggs. Yeah. Just stop it long. Dak doesn't run the ball like Hurts. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Hurts is a better running of the football than Dak. Yeah. Riggs! I can't take this no more. Oh my God. But, you know, that's the fun part of talking about quarterbacks and their accomplishments and teams that they go to, right? So the ultimate thing is, regardless if these are the facts, and these are not up for debates, we can always talk about the facts ends of it. The Cowboys next season got to pay $40 million of dead money to a quarterback. Regardless of whether it's Dak on this team or off this team, they can't prorate the money. They can't spread it out. $40 million is going to go to some form or fashion off the cap. You can't manipulate that. So they're going to have to figure that part out unless they rip up this contract and extend him and make some other provisions, right? So that's what the overall conversation of what these two are chatting about. Let's listen to the rest of this.
But obviously he was coming off of the injury. I mean, he could, you know, he's got a daughter now, and, you know, he's obviously an incredible businessman. He has the potential to do something historic and something that would be historic for the position and for players in general. And Dak has obviously always been about empowerment on a lot of levels. So if it doesn't happen, my own personal deadline that I put on it, the Cowboys return to Frisco for a portion of training camp. If they're back from California without it done, because they do tend to historically do big time extensions while in California, that's when I would kind of really reach DEFCON 1, and it would start to feel like this was going south.
No doubt. It's great conversation from them two right there on the facts of the matter, right? And the facts of the matter is just that. The Cowboys are in that spot. Whereas either they extend or not. Now, here's my notion of it. The damage is already done. You already proved what you want out of it, right? So go ahead. Just one thing that I'm gonna tell y'all. I would prefer those who follow me and those who support me to do that. But don't follow me and support me, right? Only in the event of to see me fall or to see me hit, I guess, flat on my face, right? I'd rather for you to be all in with law, right? I'd rather for y'all to join the journey of law, right? Don't just be sitting here just watching casually saying, I can't wait for this brother to fall. I can't wait for him to do this. I can't wait for him to lead this plane. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather for those, if y'all support me, you're going to support me wholeheartedly. Don't support me out of conditions, right? I'm only supporting him if he give me a shout out. I'm only supporting him if he acknowledge me when I send $5 super chats or what have you, or if I say something positive about law. No. If you gonna be in with me, dog. You know, that's just how I go. If you gonna roll with me. Don't look. You know, God got my back, but dog, you know, I'm not asking for handouts right here. You know. That's just what it is. Either you're going to be all in or out, you know. So that's just how it goes with that. So the Cowboys, to a degree, they're not all in on their quarterback. And if a blind man can see this, right? And Dak, he'll be a fool if he don't recognize this, right? So he need to condition his mindset to say, hey, this is a not-for-long league. I'm going to play my off, and then when I get to this contract negotiation thing, I'm going to the highest bidder, because this right here on what y'all show, this is how y'all do this to me, this is how y'all care about me. Let me see who's willing to go all in for me. Now I can test and taste the market myself, you know. So that's just how it is, ladies and gentlemen. So that's how I look at it. Now, if he crawls back to the Cowboys, then that's just how it is. Stockholm Syndrome. That's just what it is. Yes, indeed. Haters, you're the best. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. But, you know, that is also life. Life will throw you those curveballs, and when you hit that curveball, my God, it'll go far. It'll go completely far, because you patiently, you waited for that curveball to come around, and then you was able to hit it. And that's just what, I guess that's what Ray J was talking about too, though, you know. He said he hit it first. So he hit the curveball first. But what I wanted to play here is an example of life, man, on things just like this. Let me see if I can play it from the beginning. Let me know if y'all can hear the audio. You gotta turn it on at least. Hold on, give me 1 second. It won't give me a curveball. Here we go.
Good one. I wrote the last equation wrong on purpose because I wanted you to learn something important. Now, you all witnessed I wrote the correct equation 9 times, but nobody congratulated me on that, did you? But as soon as I made a mistake, you laughed and criticized me. Why do you think that is?
Maybe it's because you're supposed to be smarter than us?
Yeah, and it's funny.
I may be in a position of authority, but it doesn't make me perfect or smarter than you. I'm a teacher, but I'm also a human being who makes mistakes. The point of this exercise today is to teach a very important lesson. You will soon discover the world is quick to criticize and find fault, and much slower to praise and find the positive. You've all experienced criticism many times in your life. Those who are lucky enough to succeed or become quote unquote successful will likely experience more criticism than the rest, because you'll find the one thing people love more than pointing out another's mistakes is when they can do it to someone who's achieved more than them. However, the person who criticizes others is only revealing the lack within themselves.
Yeah, did y'all get the picture, man? Ooh, that boy dropped some gems over there. You know, and that's life. That's just how it goes, unfortunately. All right, so appreciate everybody for tuning in for these type of episodes. We try to get as much as we can out of these topic points right here, and I hopefully the bigger picture will be tangible enough for you guys to see it once it becomes into a fullness, right? There's a statement that says that there's never been a statue raised to a critic, right? And you know, there's 3 type of movements of people: those who watch things happen, make things happen, and last but not least, what just happened. Go out there and make something happen. Let your voice be a reason too. Be the voice for the voiceless if you can. Be supportive when necessary. I'm not saying never to be critical with critical analysis and subjective approaches, but make sure you objectively align those things accordingly. Cowboy Nation, I really appreciate you guys so much for tuning in, especially through the courses of this weekend. There'll be plenty more opportunities. We got more and more things down the stretch here. Remember this, the off season is long. These players day by day, I just hope that they begin to understand that they are trying to become 1% better than what they were the previous day. You don't have to aim for 50 or for 60. Burnout is a real thing. 1% is what I'm looking for. Then you can look back and you will say by the end of the year, I'm 365% better than what I was the previous time. That's just what it is. Get better. And even if you fall back, even if you slip, just acknowledge it and keep it moving. don't stay there. That's the whole point of the wet flow sign. It is to let people know that that surface area there is slippery. And someone fall or fell right there. And we put the illustrations out there so that you won't do the same. Well, Cowboy Nation, I hope that somebody let them know that in the postseason, there's wet floor signs everywhere. You got to lock in. You got to get your mindset together. You got to put in the time now to become 1% better. That's all I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I'm saying. But there's greatness in all of you all. There's power in all of you all. There's life in all of you guys that's watching right now. So continue. For those who are listening and watching right now, be 1%. Be 1% right now. I know this is long, but I'm going to say this anyway. I say it all the time. If you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired, and it makes you hold everything tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty, useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you would simply, oh just simply, go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence and stern pertinacity, if neither cold or poverty or famine or fame, or the sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, dogged and grim and besieged and beset, with the help of Almighty, you will get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours.
Damn.
And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Give me my theme music.
Get on up out of here. Thank you. Much love to you all.
I just wanna run it up. Can we check or something? I've been really in the field, let up. Yeah. I've been really in the field, let her rush, I let her feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately I just wanna run it up.